Okay, so part 6 of the 2-stroke triple yard cart project. Now, a lot of you guys had some really good suggestions as to how to hold this gas tank down onto the frame, because remember we made mounts that this gas tank kind of sits on, but we need a way to hold it down onto those mounts. And you guys were saying, what if I use like leather strap or rubber strap just to hold it down? But some of you guys were saying, what if I use springs to hold it down? Basically, the same way a expansion chamber is held on to the headers, which I really like that idea. So let's try that. And then if it works, then we can, we have to pressure test this gas tank, because we forgot to do it last time, and we just need to make sure that there's no leaks on this thing. So, only one leak this time, and it's right on this corner right here. So okay, so the gas tank is installed, the springs work and hold it in place. I was going to start working on the oil tank and getting that finished, but honestly I'm a little tired of working on tanks right now, so let's start working on the gas and brake pedal. Now we only need 2 pedals because the clutch is an automatic clutch, so we don't need a clutch pedal, so all we just need is a gas pedal and a brake pedal. Alright, so this brake disc for some reason is warped. You can see that it just kind of wobbles back and forth. You can even see the brake caliper moving back and forth when I'm turning this thing. So I got a different brake disc. I'm gonna install that one and see if the other one's not warped. Wow, you can see how warped that thing is. Okay, so we got the pedals installed as well as the rear brake caliper. Now, it would be nice to, because of the engine we have on this tiny little go-kart frame, it would be nice to some way in the future figure out a way to add front brakes on this little go-kart, so therefore this thing's not a complete death trap. Because what I think is, rear brakes only on a go-kart like this is kind of a death wish. So maybe sometime in the future I will try and figure out a way to add front brakes to this as well, so it's not that much of a death trap. So now we only have a couple more things we need to do before we can, quote, finish the frame by disassembling it, welding it all together, and then fully reassembling it. We only have about 3, possibly 4 more things before we can do that. We gotta finish the oil tank. We have to do the CVT cover, as well as we got to hook up the 2-speed transmission shifter. We gotta figure out that. And then possibly a 4th thing, in case I forgot one thing. So once we do those couple things, then we can fully disassemble this whole thing, weld it all together, and then reassemble it. Then we can start working on wiring, hooking up everything, and trying to get the engine to run. Okay, so we got the oil tank finished and installed on the frame. Now, next thing we need to do is we need to add a cover for the CVT. Now, I've been really trying to figure out how to do this without making it just a giant box of aluminum. We're mainly protecting it from water, because we're probably going to be driving this thing through mud, through puddles, and I don't want the belt getting wet and having any slipping issues. Also, you guys keep saying that there is a potential issue of the belt exploding at high RPM, and I don't want the driver getting hurt from any flying belt shrapnel. So I'm gonna I haven't really figured it out yet, but I'm gonna try to make it to where it's not completely enclosed, but it's mainly protected from those two things, mainly from any areas where there's potential water splashing onto it, and also just protecting the top from in case the belt explodes. So I'm not really sure how I'm gonna do this yet, but I'll figure it out as I go, I guess. So, like I said, I wanted to figure out a way to add a cover to this that didn't look like yet another just aluminum box on this thing. So there's already a bunch of aluminum on here, and I really like how it turned out. I think it looks amazing with the plexiglass. You can still see inside to the CVT, and I think it looks pretty. I think it looks like a steampunk-ish with all the rivets on here. So now it's not completely enclosed. It's mainly just covering the main areas where there could be water splashing on it, mainly just protecting the top areas, as well as this protects the bottom. If there's any other areas where there's water splashing onto it, we can just add more stuff later to protect, you know, in the case of tires splashing up mud and gets in here somehow, and we can always add more stuff later. But for now, let's call it good and finish this thing. Now, I'm kind of running out of time with this video, so I got to end this video here. Next video of this project, we have to hook up the shifter for the 2-speed transmission, as well as finalize the gearing for this thing and figure all that stuff out. And then this frame's pretty much done. Then all we need to do is completely disassemble the frame, weld the entire frame together, then we can reassemble it and start working on wiring, as well as hooking stuff up and trying to get this engine running. But that's going to be for next video of this project. For now, I got to end this video here. Thank y'all for watching. I'll see ya in the next video.